Hey, Marcus Hutzel here, and I wanted to do a quick video to talk about softboxes and their general setup. For those of you out there in the live event industry, you're not always using film style lighting, and that's kind of where softboxes come from, videography and photography. We are generally using more, concert and corporate large ballroom style lighting, but these softboxes and the lights and stands that go with them can be very beneficial in smaller productions. But specifically, I want to talk about this neewer 36-inch octagon. It's very similar to a lot of the other more expensive name brand softboxes. And although this specific softbox from Neewer isn't available any longer, the more important aspect here is paying attention to the components that come with your kit, and for softboxes, paying attention to those components and how they should be assembled to give the softbox the best set of circumstances to provide the softest light. But basically, these are the kind of quick deploy umbrella style. They come in a bag and they can very easily be deployed. I'll show some B-roll of this. But first make sure that all of these little rods that support it are inserted properly into their slots all the way around. Then you take the center here. It's better to put this on the ground and do it, so I'll cut to that. And it locks in place and gives you this kind of, big umbrella style reflector. And generally on your very first assembly of this, there is a locking nut on the back that, if unlocked, allows the Bowens mount, which is this guy right here, to spin within the softbox. Generally on your first setup, you want to lock that down, grab your multi-tool. You should have a multi-tool, tighten that down, and then the mount won't spin within the softbox itself. Now, one of the most important pieces that a lot of people don't realize goes with this kit is this little silver disc. This is very important. It's not a Frisbee. It's not a yarmulke. It is actually a reflector, and other softboxes do come with similar items. Sometimes it's a piece of fabric. In this case, with these newer ones, it's a little silver disc. What this does is it goes right in the center of the light here. Now, why does it do that? Because if we didn't have it on there, once we put this softbox on a light, say this Godox VL150 light that also has a Bowens mount, we mount this guy right on there, lock it in place. But as we turn back around, if we don't have that reflector in there, then this little yellow part right there, that's actually the light, and that will be very bright. What the reflector does is it goes right here again, slides on, and it reflects that light back up into the silver part of the softbox. And since it blocks the light from directly hitting the diffusion, you'll get less of a hot spot in the center of your softbox. So the light shoots out, hits the back of the reflector, shoots up, and spreads the light out to the rest of the softbox. So once you've got the reflector on and attached, then we will attach two more pieces of fabric. And I'll actually just mount this up here real quick so I can more easily show you what's next. Next, we have the first piece of diffusion. This is a double diffused softbox, and a lot of them are. So this is, you can see a smaller piece that doesn't quite fill the frame. There are little bitty Velcro pieces right there that attach all the way around, and that's the first diffuser. The second diffuser then covers the exterior, and you can see it actually has little corners that line up with the corners of the softbox. And usually you want to insert this about 1 inch back from the Velcro, leaving some Velcro exposed for another modifier that you can install later if you wanted. And there you go, and hopefully you can see that I've left that little bit of Velcro out in front of the secondary diffuser, because if you wanted to, you could install this guy, this egg crate grid in front, and it would just attach to the Velcro that's exposed. What this will do is it will keep the light from spilling everywhere. So in case you still wanted a soft light, but you didn't want it to spill left and right, you wanted it to go more forward, this will allow that to give you a little bit more potentially of a dramatic effect, or at least keep the light from spilling that direction. In that direction, it will just kind of go that direction. And here's a quick example. If we take this shot of me being lit by a softbox without the grid right now, this black wall behind me, there's a little bit of light spill, which can be nice and can be desirable. And if we take a quick shot of this, we can see The white part is going to be seen from any direction. So if I move this way, even though I'm far out of shot, the white of the softbox still kind of projects everywhere that it can be seen. But if we just take that grid and put it on the softbox, now we can see without changing anything else about the light. Didn't change the intensity, I just put the grid on, there's less spill onto that backdrop. The reason being is because as I move back, as I move to the left of the light, you can see that the grid now blocks the light from going, laterally away from the softbox. So it's then just fixed to more or less the direction that the softbox is pointed, and we can now light me and less of the backdrop if so desired. Oh, and of course, since these are Bowens mount, number one, to detach, you just have to pull back the back. There's a release for every Bowens mount light. You pull it, twist off the softbox. Then, again, because it's Bowens mount, I can attach it to any other light that has a Bowens mount. This is also a godox light. It's a different model. This is a godox SL60W, has a Bowens mount. So this fits on an SL60W, fits on a VL150, fits on anything that has that Bowens mount. Don't forget the Frisbee reflector for these specific softboxes. Always look in your softbox kit to make sure it comes with or is supposed to have that reflector that redirects the light source back up into the softbox so it can then spread through the double diffusion and make your light softer for your talent. And that's all I have to say about that. See you in the next one.